we look at a Tantra called Satvata Tantra. Satvata Tantra. Tantra is often something that is misinterpreted. So we'll also try to understand the meaning of Tantra alongside this concept today. So Satvatam Pataye Namaha refers to he is the one who gave it out. The Tantra itself is believed to have been given out by the Lord himself. Kshetrajna refers to the knower of the field or body. Is associated with the pranas or the life energy. He leads us through humility, not through any kind of harsh approach. Ability to be infinite by his valor, the courage, how to interpret Dharma and how to do certain things and how to behave. So we talked about high level expectations of Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Jai Shri Ram. Welcome back to the Clay Studios oil painting vlog number 53 of Sri Vishnu Sahasranamavali. This is the painting that follows the principle of calligram or micrography to paint 1,000 names of Sri Vishnu. While the painting is coming up, I'm also trying to understand the deeper meanings lying underneath these names with the help of scriptures from Sanatana Dharma. Whatever I am learning as an amateur, I'm also sharing with you via these weekly vlogs. A typical vlog will cover 10 names and the meanings together with the tangential perspectives from Sanatana Dharma. Though we are covering 10 at a time, I constantly see the need to mention the previous vlog just because of the interconnectivity, and it will be very helpful and useful for your personal and professional life when you are able to understand the whole concept throughout. So definitely recommend that you try to take time out for the previous vlogs as well. Look at them and come back to this. With that, let's move on to the plan for today. Today's plan is to cover names up from 511 up to 520. And then we look at a Tantra called Satvata Tantra. Satvata Tantra. Tantra is often something that is misinterpreted. So we'll also try to understand the meaning of Tantra alongside this concept today. Without much ado, let's get on with the name and the meanings first. Starting with the 511th name, Om Dasharhaya Namaha. This means Dasha refers to charitable, any kind of charitable offering. So here the context is to whom such offerings deserve to be made, referring to the supreme deity, supreme God himself. 512th name is Om Satvatam Pataye Namaha. Satvatam is the Tantra, and this is what we are going to delve a little deeper into in a short while from now. So Satvatam Pataye Namaha refers to he is the one who gave it out. The Tantra itself is believed to have been given out by the Lord himself. 513th name is Om Jivaya Namaha. The Kshetrajna. This is a word that we might have come across in the previous vlogs. Kshetrajna refers to the knower of the field or body. Is associated with the pranas or the life energy. So hence Jivam refers to a life energy here. So he is the knower of the field or body and it's associated with the pranas. That's one interpretation, or you can also think of it as the living atom in the constitution of our jiva, the body or the mind, both as well. 514th name is Om Vinayishta Sakshine Namaha, means one who leads to the path through humility. Vinayam, I think we touched upon in one of the previous vlogs, refers to the humility. So he leads us through humility, not through any kind of harsh approach. There is another interpretation, one who witnesses the Vinayata. Is also interpreted here. One who witnesses the Vinayata or worshipful attitude of the devotees. So he is also the witness of humble behavior. So he is leading us through humility, is one interpretation, or he is also the witness of the humility in us or in all of the devotees. 515th name is Om Mukundaya Namaha, one who bestows mukti or liberation, yeah, or God immanent is another interpretation. So he is bestowing the liberation on us. That's why the name is Mukundaya Namaha in this context. 516th name is Om Amita Vikramaya Namaha. So the Vikrama is interpreted as the ability to be infinite by his valor, the courage, or it's also interpreted as the three strides, Trivikrama, yeah, three strides that were limitless. This points to, in a way, one of the interpretation points to the Vamana avatar, which also have been covered previously in our vlog. So we move on to the 517th name is Om Ambonidaye Namaha. Ambonidaye Namaha refers to one in whom the Ambas. Amba is a typical word used to identify with mother, divine feminine or such. Here let's look at the meaning, deeper meaning. One in whom the Ambas or the beings from Devas dwell, or is also interpreted as the reservoir of water or the ocean. So yeah, we can have three different interpretations. Like I said, Amba could point to the mother divine, the feminine energy, and one in whom that energy is also there, the one in whom the Ambas or the beings dwell. That's one point. Another is the water, reservoir of water, which is the ocean itself. 518th name is Om Anantatmane Namaha. This refers to one who cannot be determined by space, time, causation, or any kind of external elements. So this is the interpretation coming out of this name. I think we have covered this also many times about the limitlessness, beyond the space and time and such. So we move on to the 519th name, which is Mahodadishayaya Namaha. Means one who lies in the water of cosmic dissolution, into which all entities in the universe have been dissolved. So the entity is consummate into the cosmic dissolution, and one who lies there in that space is called Mahodadishayaya Namaha. The 520th name is Om Antakaya Namaha. This means one who brings about the end of all beings, cause of ending. So let's not interpret it negatively all the time. So it's the consummation of every single energy. Every single energy, be it in any form that you see, has its own life cycle, and there is one end to the current cycle, which means it transforms energy. Never settles down into one form. So it transforms into another soul, taking in another root, another dimension as such. So he is the cause of everything that is coming to a close, so that a new beginning can happen. With that, we come to the close of the 10 names and the meanings. We will look at the very important tantra that came out of these names in this section, Satvata Tantra. So Satvatam Pataye Namaha was the name, isn't it? So let's understand what is this and what is the inner meaning behind it. Okay, so this tantra is actually a branch of Pancharatra Agama. So it's one of a group of ancient scriptures in Vaishnava tradition of Sanatana Dharma. So this is a tantra that outlines specific philosophical, ritualistic and devotional systems of worship. So let's understand that, we talked about how to interpret Dharma and how to do certain things and how to behave. So we talked about high level expectations of from us, and high level knowledge, how can we gain and such. It's all high level. Now we come down to some practicalities. The life that we are living, in the life that we are living, how do we practically apply certain things? So there is some templates, and can we say a Tantra could be a template set on the philosophical, ritualistic and devotional systems of worship that is actually centered around Lord Vishnu and the incarnations, and particularly this Tantra, Satvata, is pointing to the Sri Krishna and Sri Narayana. The imagery that you see as Sri Krishna, baby Krishna forms, and also the younger version of him, the adult version of him. People pray to him in different versions and different outlooks. But what exactly is this praying all about is, I would say, in a broader sense, covered as the Tantra here. Tantra can be interpreted as a tool or a methodology, principles in a very rudimentary way. So this particular word Satvata comes from Sattva. Sattva guna is something that we have discussed also. There is, tamas, rajas and sattva guna. So the sattva refers to the purity, harmony and devotion. So it has I talked about the misunderstandings in the word of the word Tantra. Some people believe that it is some kind of magic, something really strong, or the like, but it's not necessarily that. It is mostly referring to certain basic principles, and these principles here, methodologies, point to some purity, harmony and devotion. So this is the scriptural identity is that it's one of the earliest and most important scriptures among the Pancharatra Agamas, that is covering this methodology. And what is the content all about? It's basically laying down some principles on how do you do this iconic worship, when you have an idol, when you have a photograph or something like this, how do you do that, and basic rituals, temple rituals, how do you get initiated, it's called Diksha, and all that, and what is mantra chanting, how do you do a devotional service? We talked about bhakti yoga, isn't it? Bhakti yoga is just, is it just closing the eyes and saying something? And what exactly it is all about? All these practicalities are covered in this Satvata Tantra. So, what does it do naturally? It blends the wisdom, jnana and bhakti, the devotion and action. So can you see that we talked about the supreme self-knowledge in one of the vlogs, I think it was vlog number 51, Hayagriva Avatar, where it was important for us to connect the dots of your action, knowledge and devotion. And this is the format that is given where you can mix these three, your knowledge, gain the knowledge needed, use that bhakti devotion to spend the time and do something physical, do the karma, do something useful with it. So there is also the practicality aspect, all blending in. How does it, if we just try to break down these things into slightly practical aspects, and this is something I'm also giving in a rudimentary form for this particular video, so you can always go deeper into it and you will see some practical aspects of it. For example, I will take ISKCON temple or any other temple where you see some basic rituals happening again and again, almost similar. It looks like there is some repetition in it, but there is some meaning in it also, isn't it? So that's what we are going to look at. How is it practiced? So this is involving, like I mentioned, there is something ritual about it. There is a daily worship, maybe Nitya Puja. Nitya Puja points to a daily worship. So it's done on a regular basis, and it could be very simple, like putting some flowers and placing some food, or even at least a glass of water, incense sticks, lamps, chanting mantras, and so on. So these are, Nitya Puja, daily worship that you can see. There is a mantra japa and meditation. So, recitation of, and here in this particular Satvata Tantra, they recite a Narayana mantra or Pancharatra mantras. And then japa recitation can always be done silently or vocal. Whatever is done, it's done with deep devotion. There is something called initiation that happens. A formal guru, acharya, is actually initiating you, saying that you are qualified to do it. And now the question comes, if you're not qualified, can you not do it? I will address it directly. The way you want to do mantra, I think the mantra also attracts you. You get attracted voluntarily without somebody forcing it on yourself, and whatever you feel like, you get started with. The guru appears at the right time. When you are, the consistency is there, the regularity, the perfection is, on the way, and you're trying to do things on your own as well, where there is consistency, there is the energy getting built. Automatically you will see some guide telling you that this particular mantra could be even more effective for you, or I can initiate you here, maybe giving even more specific guidance. So can we say that when you're starting at a generic level? So maybe after this video you're curious and you start Google searching and listening to some mantra japa or something like that, and something attracts you for no reason, let's say. And it could be anything from any religion that you are attracted to. Cool. And then you feel that I am connected to this, I want to repeat it every day. Yes. So that is a generic. Just because you saw an amateur's video and you were interested, you did a little more of Google searching and you entered some path, japa. But now, because you're doing it consistently, you're trying to attract a kind of energy, and somebody in that line is now telling you this is even more effective for you and helping you in the way and initiating you in a new path that is even sharper, more appropriate for you, rather than this generic video. Can we say like that? Yes. So that's the importance of a initiation, or and here in this case, because we're discussing Satvata Diksha or Satvata initiation happens formally, where there is some kind of mantra empowerment and proper guidance, lifestyle worship, something, some tweaking happens by the guru. Of course, he is not forcing again. He is also trying to understand who you are and trying to give you something that is digestible for you. That's how it happens. And then observing temple rituals. So that's, now we are going to discuss something external, and then we'll discuss something internal as well. The fourth point, like I mentioned, is the observing of temple rituals. So what is the temple code of conduct, and what is the kind of clothing, what is expected in terms of purity. There is something external, yeah. Observing fast, or there is some festival that is mentioned in the lunar calendar. Essentially, a lot of people ask me also, what is this calendar you're following, what are the days you're following? We follow the lunar calendar basically, and that gives a lot of days, like for example Vaikuntha Ekadashi, Janmashtami, so many things. Follow that and try to do the rituals. These are externalities, and how you dress up and how you behave, these are all externalities. Observing temple rituals, that is. The fifth point is actually following the Satvata code of conduct, and that is something very internal, because there's no point in doing all the mantra japa and being very violent out there. This is a highly debatable topic, because a lot of people do misunderstand this power of religion or some custom, and there is always violence associated to it. Doesn't matter which religion it is. I have seen that happening, but none of the religion practices or pronounces violence. It's, if you look at the roots of every religion, all the scriptures kind of connect to truth, non-violence, compassion and humility. So internally, doesn't matter what tantra mantra you are following, if there is no truth there, and if there is violence being followed, there is no compassion or humility, there is no use of all this setup as such. So I think the focus must be on this fifth point of internal code of conduct of truth, non-violence, compassion, humility. And the most important thing, when all these four come together, automatically the fifth element inside this fifth point will come, which is detached attachment. Detachment from tamasic, rajasic behavior, anything, anger, greed, intoxication and such, anything that is tamasic and rajasic, all these you will actually get out of, because that will not make you happy. You will figure out internally, you will be more cleansed. So that's the whole practicality about it. Daily ritual worship, the mantra japa, meditation, somebody appropriate guru is initiating into Satvata Diksha, observing the temple rituals and following the internal very important ingredient, that is the internal code of conduct. So with that, we actually come to a close of it. Just to summarize, I haven't followed this particular Satvata Tantra. I have followed another approach, and just like the way I mentioned before, I have been an amateur and tried to do certain generic things, figured out certain mantras that I love to listen to, and it doesn't feel like a burden. I naturally gravitated to that. And then at one point in time, my gurus came my way and started guiding me a little more, getting into the sharper way of practicing and doing things comfortably, without being pressurized for some reason or the other. So that's how I have entered. So I am able to connect parallels to the expectation out of this tantra. And I think when you do the connecting of parallels, you will definitely find connections to this rather than differences. Doesn't matter which religion or custom you're following. With that, we will come to a close of this session. I hope you found this very useful. Please do share your thoughts on the connections that you made with your religion or custom. Until we meet in the next session, stay blessed, stay happy, stay healthy and stay motivated. Thank you. Bye-bye.